Hello, World of Warships world. We are back, you and I, in another operations guide. And as you can see, we are on Hermes again. And the reason for doing this operation again is not because it's markedly different from my usual guide. Like, there is a guide for Operation Hermes already that shows you how to play the operation normally. Today I will be showing you how to play it unnormally. And as you can see, the exit is in A4 again. It could be in D1, of course, could be mirrored, but it doesn't really matter because it works. The unnormal way of playing works regardless of the exit as well. Of course, you have to mirror everything again. Here we see the Luftwaffles as per usual. They come in and they escape. That is really sad, and it's of course the Lexington's fault, because if you play a carrier in this operation, all you have to do is plop a fighter down here, and that will guarantee that those planes are going to die, because even if everyone were to deactivate their AA, the Alsace would probably still be enough. The Alsace, of course, being the bot that we have to save. We also have a JB over there and a Saint Louis. We only have 2 human battleships, and then of course we have the Rouen and the Gabriel, who are bot battleships. We will get a mission here to save at least 3 battleships later, so we have 4, and since there's only 2 humans, we get the JB, I guess. Of course, as per usual, the Cyclone is here, which means the first group is also going to spawn here. And really there isn't anything special at this point, so I'm going to speed up the replay, and we will essentially skip this part. Pew, 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 pew. The ship that is running into us there, as you will have seen, is captained by Susan, which means we know we do have at least 1 competent teammate, which is pretty important for the shit I want to do, because we will abandon our friends. And normally you want to stay with the convoy, of course. In this case, we're not going to do that. And since we abandoned the convoy, it's probably for the best to have at least 1 competent teammate there who will stay with the convoy, and that will ensure not everything is going to go horribly wrong. Now, as you can see, we've almost shot down 150 of the 100 aircraft. We get slapped by an AP bomb there. Repair that instantly, of course. Here's the mission to save at least 3 allied battleships. So very nice that we have the JB there, even though the JB is almost dead already. Now we start to run away. You can see that. Also, our Alsace is almost at 50% already, so it's not looking great. And thanks to this torpedo squadron, we know there's going to be a lot more torpedo bombers here in a second, and we decide to abandon the team because, of course, the torpedo bombers, they will randomly drop into your group of ships, and they may hit the Alsace, and that's bad because we don't want the Alsace to die, and we want it to have a lot of HP. So we go this way to distract those aircraft. You can also, of course, go the other way. If the exit is here, you can go behind this island, or you can go here, depending on where you are, at what point, and how quick the enemy ships are, and how fast you can kill the battleships. And the reason, of course, for us doing this maybe slightly unorthodox thing is we want to prevent all these squadrons, 5 in total, of course. We want to prevent them from dropping our ships over there. We ate 2 torps there, that's unfortunate, but overall, if you're somewhat confident in your ability to dodge the incoming torpedoes, then it's not a bad idea to do this. Because these were 5 squadrons and, well, they're here and they're not dropping our friends. Of course, we have the mission to shoot down 100 planes, and as a Mainz, we're not going to shoot them down as quickly as we would be able to do if they were within the AA blob here. But still, it saves HP, I think. And that's not the only benefit, but we will get to that later, of course. Now there's the Bayern and the Mars. We cannot shoot them because we don't have the range, and probably because I wouldn't have the mental capability to be dodging torps and shooting ships at the same time anyway. But that's another thing. So we were being told to get back, of course. We're not going to do that. Would we listen to teammates? You never do that. Crazy idea. And of course, since we have Susan here, we can assume at least someone will be able to hit those DDs at the Bayern. Also, he has good secondaries, so maybe the DDs can suffer a bit. Here we mismanaged our focus sector thingy, so all those planes got away. We didn't shoot down a single one of them. That was a bit of a mistake, or maybe not just a bit. And of course, with the torpedoes being here, the dive bombers, the next squadron is already there, striking our friends there. But we have managed to shoot down 100 of them, so the worst of the plane spam should cease. Susan kills yet another DD. And now you can see I was going this way because I was considering using this island for my next step. But with the Eugen being there and potentially planes spotting us, I abandoned that thought and I will take this island instead. That island over there is better for torpedo plays. This island here is probably better for shooting because it's flat but still obstructs vision at some point. And we are now in a position where we can shoot the broadsides of those enemy ships very, very well. Until those ships realize, oh shit, there's some mines in my broadside, I want to do something about that. And they turn in towards us, which is not necessarily great for us, but it's good for our team. Because if the Bayern dies, the entire team can focus on these broadside ships. And also the ships will not be getting close enough to launch torps at our teammates. So this is, yeah, it's a way of distracting them. It's a way of ensuring that at least someone can shoot their broadsides. It's probably not the usual way of playing this operation, but as I said before, it works even with the mirrored spawn. Then you're somewhere over here or behind this island, depending on where you are when things happen. Now you can see our Alsace is already down to 11k HP. Had those 5 groups of torpedo bombers drop their payloads into our friends here, there's a good chance the Rouen may have been dead at this point. And we just found broadsides. Because why not? We're a Mainz. We have done 233k plane damage, which is not too bad. In this operation, of course, always a fun challenge for yourself. Try to do more ship damage than plane damage. Depending on the ship, you will find you're going to struggle with that. Atlanta, Harbin do a lot of plane damage, for example. Another nice thing, of course, with you being here and taking the cruisers out of the equation to some degree, the team can focus on the DDs, which are the real threat, of course. You will know those 3 DDs, they want to set up shop in A4 or here in D1 and launch torps at your teammates. So if you kill the cruisers, the team has to shoot the DDs. Obviously, you can also shoot the carrier, which is very helpful, because, as you can see, destroy aircraft carrier Adler, it's the same as always, is one of the star targets. In this case, it's Parzival again, not an Immelmann. You can also see Susan charged in, baiting a lot of the torps from those DDs. Cost him a lot of his health, but totally worth it, because otherwise the DDs would be setting up shop here and launching all the torps at the Alsace, and the Alsace would be dead. So this is definitely worth sacrificing your ship. Also one of the reasons why it makes sense to have at least one competent teammate here, because, well, you can do shit like that. Of course, Susan dies there, but it's not really a problem. He did what he had to do. And now, between the Hipper, the Alsace, the Lexington, we should be able to finish off that last DD there. One would hope so, at least. Apparently not. Okay, we are. Now the Alsace is down to 11k HP still. That's not a good situation for us. And of course these 2 ships will be shooting their closest target, which for the München, that's me. For the Hipper, it's those guys. And yeah, at the moment it is still our Hipper, which is okay. He can suffer, he can die, we don't care about that. But it's gonna be the Alsace now, and that is a problem because the Alsace is very low HP already. So here maybe I should be shooting the Hipper, but it's very clear I cannot kill the Hipper, it's too angled. So I'm shooting the München because I can kill that, and I know at some point the München going that way will also start shooting our Alsace. So probably better to kill the München here. I'm not sure if it's the right call, but there you see the München starts shooting our Alsace as well. So maybe it was a good idea to kill the München. Now our Alsace is down to 2.3k HP, and through sheer dumb luck, this Hipper is now the closest target to that Hipper again, and so this Hipper starts shooting our Hipper, and everything's fine, right? Because now our Alsace can complete the operation, which was dearly necessary, as you can see, because there's a lot of torps coming in, and even though our Alsace eats all those torps, it was already done, and we had already won the game. So this is just what I wanted to show you. Of course, we managed to get 3 stars. Whenever we had to destroy something, we were very successful. When we had to save something, we failed. So looks like we are more the destructive type around here. As for score, 281k, there's nothing special about this score. But yeah, I guess I'll show it to you anyway. Team score, of course, top of the team, and nothing great here either. Detailed report wise, it says we did 0 damage to aircraft, which of course is a blatant lie. We did about 233k if I'm not mistaken. So in the end we did more ship damage than plane damage, so at least there's that. The earnings, as per usual, blue booster for credits, blue booster for Captain XP, and a green booster for free XP. So this was the alternative way of playing this operation. Just abandon your team, and drag away the aircraft and shoot the broadsides of the ships that spawn in the end. I think it's a viable thing to do, but in most cases it's probably better to stay with the convoy, unless a situation like this, competent teammate, and you want to draw away a couple of the airplanes because you have to shoot down 100 of them and they will be dropping your team otherwise.